Well, hello everybody and welcome to SideQuest. I am, as always and forevermore, your GM, Joey, and with us I have my favorite people on the earth with the exception of my family and pretty much everybody else. First off, we have Dan. Dan, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Now, I want to say, Dan, you brought way more energy last time to the introduction.
I'm so sorry. Let me do that again.
Okay, here we go. Hey, Dan, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Oh my gosh, that was like a blend between Dan and Dr. Cogsbuckle.
Yes, I like to keep it in character, you know.
Next up in the order, in the initiative order, we have Mr. Richie. Mr. Richie, how you doing?
What's poppin', baby?
Man, you know me. You know me and the things I do and the people I be with.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have the only man with the last name, Cruz Turner.
Hello, it's your boy, me.
It's a me, Cruz Turner.
It's a me, Cruzario. That sounds like Rosario or whatever.
Guys, I think we're going to play some games tonight. I know we just got together to chat like we always do every Thursday night, but I think maybe we should play some games and entertain some people.
Sounds good. I like it.
No.
Well, as long as, you know what, it's majority rule Cruz, so we're here anyway, so let's do it. Guys, last time we talked to the people, we mentioned a field trip. Hey, Dan, if you could go ahead and channel Dr. Cogsbuckle for me, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, now?
Yeah, well, I mean, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, tonight's adventure, we'll be taking a field trip to the bank. Going to show the students a little bit about financial stability.
Does that mean exclusively increasing your own financial stability?
Well, I've told them numerous times they should open up a checking account so that they can keep their funds and their earnings.
He could have always said that they were gonna make a withdrawal.
Yeah, but maybe also open up a 401k.
Yes, we will get there. That's later in the semester.
I appreciate that. Well, I do want to talk more about the field trip, but before that, I should do my diligence and say, everyone, we are playing a modified version of Apocalypse World by D. Vincent Baker. Mr. Baker, again, we very much appreciate it. Let's talk about this field trip. So the target, as I understand it, based on what we talked about in the briefing room at the school, was this is a New Haven Bank and Trust. Now, this is actually in Westside. Westside is one of the areas, it's a little bit, call it upper middle class. This is where a lot of the people that work in the hub actually live. The people that don't live in the Warrens. But are the people that live in the Warrens really people? Anyway, we'll get into that question a little bit later. So we're going after the New Haven Bank and Trust. And Dr. Cogsbuckle, I guess the best way to ask this is, do you actually know anything about this bank other than the fact that it holds money?
No, I don't. But I've heard great things about this banking institution, and I figured it would be a great time to show the students a little bit about money management and financial stability.
Yes, absolutely. Now, Den, I just want to ask, I know you guys had the beginnings of a plan forming, and I wanted to do that for the listeners here. Why don't you kind of give us a rundown? Maybe we can brainstorm a little bit and kind of get a solid idea of how this heist is going to be pulled off before we get into it.
My idea getting into this, it's got to be quick, it's got to be loud, it's got to be fast. It's got to be quick, so no one can catch us. It's got to be loud, so it catches everybody off guard, surprises them. And what did I say again for the last part?
Fast.
Fast, so nobody can catch us.
And loud.
Yeah, and loud, because, for the surprising bits.
Now, Den,
yes.
I don't want to interrupt, but you are just describing the aspects of a car.
What's your point?
No, you know what? Fair point. That's my bad. Boulder, would you care to give us some insight on how you may be penetrating the bank?
I would first like to say, great usage of penetration.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
On the secondary notes, we're going to use a little device that I found off the back of a truck, and it's going to make everything go away.
Oh, okay. So maybe going in with a little bit of explosives, and maybe this is the field of Dr. Cogsbuckle. I think that'd be a little bit loud. Do we have anything that we may be using to cover that up?
Yes. I will be bringing my students along. As I mentioned before, this is going to be a field trip. So I've got about 10 students coming along to, while they're learning about their futures at the banking institution, we'll have them cause a fair amount of ruckus, as one would say.
Opening checking accounts.
Yes. It will become a very loud venture, I'm assuming. That's what I told them to do anyway.
Why don't we see how well this plan works out and get into the episode? Does that sound good, everybody?
Yes, I have to say, real quick, that I'm very excited about this. This is a new venture for me and the students. We don't get to go on many field trips, so they're very excited.
Yeah, a lot of corpos in your future if you pull this one off.
Yes, of course, corpos. Very important.
You just remembered the name of Corpos when I said it, huh?
One will never know.
All right, so with that, let's get into the episode, guys. The 11-story building known as the New Haven Bank and Trust stands nondescript in the noonday sun. Surrounded by other architecturally similar buildings nestled in the boroughs of the West End district, it's wholly unnoticeable, save a sign hanging over the rotating glass door at the main entrance. It reads, New Haven Bank and Trust, a division of the Marigold Group, in glittering gold letters with emerald green accents. A single pane glass windows sit adjacent to the door and extends down the entirety of the city block that comprises the ground floor of the bank. Upwards and along the face of the bank, more windows dot the architecture. A lone, steam-powered New Haven Protectorate cruiser sits idly on the curb at the top of the covered walkway, its pristine paint job glistening in the noonday sunlight as two bored bank security guards flank the entrance. Their doldrum is suddenly interrupted by the sound of commotion in the bank lobby. "Where are your parents?" The yell is punctuated by a loud crashing sound. One guard looks at the other, his bushy eyebrows raising over widened eyes. The scene inside it's abject chaos. Children of varying ages wearing different versions of the same dingy school uniforms crisscross wildly across the lobby. It appears two simultaneous games of tag have intermingled with a game of keep away currently being played with various desk objects. Laughter echoes off of the high-vaulted ceilings as the adults in the room sternly yell for order to no avail. Amid the chaos, no one hears the thump of a low-yield implosion device being detonated on the exterior of the building in the alley.
I think we're in, Doc! Doc?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was...
Dr. Cogsbuckle, your ears are still ringing from the sound of the implosion device. Boulder told you that it wouldn't make that much of a sound, and foolishly you listened and were standing slightly too close.
Yes, I think
I
think you miscalculated that there, Boulder.
Earplugs, I believes in them.
So the dust is settling. What has happened with this implosion device from the 4 points that the device extends outward and is clamped on the concrete and brick wall, it sucks it inwards and creates a ball no more than about 2 inches in diameter from all the material. And what you have standing before you is a gaping hole in the side of the building. You're standing in the alleyway. The sun is high overhead. There's traffic on the street, but luckily some of the security measures that you bypassed seem to be blocking Monica from view, which is idling in the alley. Den, is it a loud idle?
Oh, I'm sorry, my jam was on the radio. Say that again, I'm sorry, what?
Is it a loud idle? Does Monica have a loud idle?
Yes. For layman's terms, yes.
Let's hope those kids are loud enough. So you guys are standing at the exterior of the bank. What you see before you through the dust as it kind of floats back down and intermingles with the fluorescent lighting in front of you, you can see stairs leading down that go to the basement level of the bank building. You see a closed door on the right-hand side, and you can see more lighting at the landing of the stairs at the bottom. And it kind of turns off to the right, and you can't see anything past that. What do you guys do?
First, I would like to inspect the ball of material. You said it was about how big?
About 2 inches in diameter.
I would like to pick it up and put it into my pockets.
Okay, not a problem. Absolutely. You pick it up and place it into one of your vest pockets.
And I'm going to go ahead and pull on my mask.
I'm sorry, that wasn't quite clear. What did you say?
I put on my protective mask.
Your protective... One more time.
I'll lift it up. My mask.
Oh, he's Oh, yeah. Okay, the mask. Sorry. That's my bad. So yeah, you slip on your gunmetal mask that goes matching with your gunmetal colored vest with some golden accents, which is the school colors of Dr. Phineas Cogsbuckle School for Enlightened Children. And what do you do?
I guess I leads the charge.
So you step through the hole in the side of the wall onto the top landing of the stairs. You hear some pretty serious commotion out in the lobby, but the door that's separating you, it does have a window on it, but it's kind of that fog security glass, so you can only see dim shapes moving through it. And then there's a wall to your left, and then the stairwell that goes immediately down right beside that wall. Dr. Cogsbuckle, what do you do?
At this point, I feel like it's good to follow the Boulder. I'm not much of a leader in these situations, but I will. I'm kind of distracted at this point. I'm looking at my children. I'm monitoring their activity. They are getting a little bit loud, a little bit ruckus, which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So yes. I think at this point I'm going to follow Boulder's lead on this.
And unfortunately, you're more than a little bit distracted as Boulder steps into the darkness inside as you pull the wad up to your ear. Again, wrist access device for all of our listeners. You pull that up to your ear and notice that you can hear a constant stream of noise, laughter, yelling over the device. Something is not quite right.
Boulder, it seems the children have left. They're holding down the buttons on their wads, and now we can't communicate with them. I
knew that was going to happen.
Yes. As I mentioned previously, I was very concerned about this in the class that went over how to use your wad. So, my worst nightmare has now come true.
Don't worry, Doc. I was born into the darkness. You merely adopted it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Boulder. I can't understand what you're saying. Could you please repeat?
Look, I have to leave this thing on, okay? It's part of my get-up. The people, they love it.
I understand. Just
okay.
Okay. Yes, please.
No,
let's.
We're gonna go downstairs.
All right. Proceed.
I'm just gonna say I kind of lost how I'm supposed to talk, but I'll figure it out again in a few minutes.
You sound perfect from here. Now,
yes.
Okay.
Maybe we should continue down the stairs. You know, I feel the students are a lost cause at this point.
Look, Doc, I'm gonna use my grenade launcher. I think I found it. And just in case there's people downstairs. Oh, I definitely found it.
So you head, Boulder, you head down the stairs. They're nice plush carpet. They do creak a little bit as you walk down them. You are a large man. Dr. Cogsbuckle, just as you turn to move down the stairs, you hear a large crashing sound that bangs against the back wall as somebody seems to have thrown a potted plant that is broken against the security glass on the door. Didn't do any damage to it, but it did kind of startled you quite a bit.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Wow, it must be getting crazy out there. You know, we should probably just go ahead. Something, it's just gonna get worse.
Boulder's about halfway down the stairs at this point.
All right.
Boulder, you walk down the stairs, and as you make it to the landing, are you moving a little bit stealthily? What's the plan here?
I think that I like to think that I'm light on my feet.
That you like to think that?
I mean, you're the guy to tell me if I'm sneaky or not.
So as you're moving down, I'd like you to roll cool plus cool for me, and let's see what we get.
Oh boy!
Oh,
that would be a total of 7.
So players and listeners on this game, when you roll a 6 or below, it is considered a miss, which something bad happens and I get to choose what it is. On a 7 to 9, it is a mixed success, so you get a little bit of what you want, a little bit of what I want, and on a full success, which is a 10 plus, you get to do whatever you want and you do it perfectly. So with a 7, you have a mixed success, so you do make it down the stairs, but just as you turn the corner, you see a guard standing in the corner of the room, kind of listlessly looking at a magazine on his wad. He is not paying much attention. Just as you hit the landing, the stairs make a loud creaking sound, and he looks up. What do you do?
The boulder is in his brain right now. The doc didn't tell me not to kill the people. To be honest, I don't like the idea of being found out. Good thing I have my trusty grenade launcher with me.
Oh, God.
You know, Boulder, as much as I would like for you to use that grenade launcher, maybe we should take the more silent approach. Since
I'm sorry, this whole thing is playing out in Boulder's head, so you have no input.
I know.
Go ahead, Boulder. Follow that train.
All right.
Why don't you go ahead and explain the combat?
Sure. So this is called going aggro because you're initiating combat. So when you initiate combat, you roll plus hard, and you can tell me what you roll, and then we'll tell you what they do.
That would be a 7.
So 4 plus 3 would be a 7. So with a 7 and 9, you can choose one of the above or one of the following. So either they will get the hell out of your way, or they will barricade themselves securely in. They will give you something you think you want or tell you what you want to hear, or they will back off calmly, hands where you can see them.
The boulder thinks that you should put your hands in the air.
So you round the stairs, and just as they look up, you see them reach for their sidearm as you click the you rack a shell for your grenade launcher, and you tell them to put their hands up. They immediately put their hands up in the air, very high up in the air, seeing what you're holding in your hands, and say, "Listen."
I didn't say speak.
I'm sorry. I was just trying.
I didn't say speak.
I'm sorry. I just
Shut your mouth.
I just can't understand you with the mask on.
Oh my god.
What do you want exactly?
I say shut up!
Oh, okay. And he kind of cowers down on the floor with his hands still raised above his head. You survey the room. Just as Ratboy said in his detailed back of the napkin drawing of this place, there are in fact 2 plants in this room, which you're still not quite sure why he gave this detail. And you have the vault to your left, behind a very large security fence. With a sliding door in it, and then other than that, you have some bench-style chairs and a waiting area in the northern corner of the room. Dr. Cogsbuckle, you make it down just as you see Boulder raise his rocket launcher, his grenade launcher, and you think he's about to fire. What do you do?
Boulder, as much as I love your grenade launcher, maybe we should, I don't know, take a more silent approach. If they hear the noise and it's too loud, they might come running down here too soon before we have time to crack the vault,
Doc, I'm not gonna lie. I may have to put this man down.
I don't think that's absolutely necessary. Maybe we could just knock him out. How about that? Maybe you could use your grenade launcher as a melee weapon and knock him out.
Yeah, no, if I can interject, then the man says as he kind of like stands up just a little bit. I would be in favor of knocking out the person.
I walk over and give him a little on the noggin.
A little love tap. Yeah. So the great thing about Apocalypse World is if it's something that the narrative, that the fiction makes sense with, then we don't need to roll for it. So you give him the butt of your grenade launcher right to the side of the head, and he crumples to the floor unconscious.
Now the Boulder is gonna search his person for the keys to the door.
You search his pockets, and other than his sidearm and a stun gun, you do not find the keys for the vault.
I'm gonna pocket his sidearm and the stun gun, so in case he gains consciousness.
That is a solid idea. So you've just gained a steam pistol, and also his stun gun is an electromagnet stun gun. So it's a one use before you have to put in a new battery. But other than that, you now have a seemingly empty room. Now, Ratboy did tell you of some of the security features of this bank. There are a few cameras up in this area, and you also have a laser security system in front of the vault itself. Dr. Cogsbuckle, just as you're considering what to do in this situation, a loud voice comes over your wad, and you can just make out the following. Man, Dr. Cogsbuckle's going to be sure excited about what we're doing. And a bunch of crashes and bangs happen in the background. Yeah, we're really killing this thing. It's going to be great. The comm channel is still open.
Oh, good heavens, Lord. Okay. Well, we're going to have a really deep discussion about this when we get back. If we get back, these darn students of mine, sometimes they just never listen.
Now, luckily, you were smart enough to program a different comm frequency channel to communicate with Den directly. So if you do need to say anything to him, you will not be limited in that fact.
Perfection.
Den, you are sitting in the alleyway. You've noticed a few guards move past into the alley, but most of them seem to be occupied with what's going on inside of the building. You also have heard some sirens in the distance, but they do not seem to have gotten closer yet.
I like it that way.
So you're sitting there idly in the car. I just want to ask, what does Den do while he's waiting on the operation?
Dude, it's hit or miss on these radio stations nowadays. Sometimes they play my sweet jams. Sometimes absolute crap. I don't know what these kids are listening to nowadays, but, classics are where it's at, man. Classics are where it's at.
Nowadays they're listening to polka techno, which is not my favorite style, but
awful. Just awful.
So you're switching between radio stations when you do come across the Wire's live radio station.
Yeah.
And you settle in for the smooth, dulcet tones of the daytime host when they give a report of an ongoing situation at the New Haven Bank and Trust.
Ooh, that lobby.
As the newscaster is going through a commotion being caused in the lobby, you also hear them say that the New Haven Protectorate Force are en route to try to deal with the situation.
Ooh, that's also bad. I'm gonna switch over my comms on my I guess because like it, you know how it's like on older cars, you can kind of like Bluetooth your way in because, you know, future and whatnot. So
Right.
my wands is Bluetooth into my radio.
I love it.
So I switch over to the doctor channel as it is in my car, and I go, hey doctor, you got the lights and sirens coming your way.
Oh, thank you, Din. I appreciate that very much. I will relay the message to Wayne.
No problem.
Yes, I appreciate it. How are you doing out there?
You know, normal day. Radio sucks, but you know, other than that, ready to go home. Kind of hungry.
I understand. All right. Well, we will hurry up.
Hey, you
Wayne?
guys mind if I left real quick and got like some lunch? You guys want anything?
Yes, I you know, maybe after, but I don't think now's the best time. Thank you so much, though, Din. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Yes.
problem.
I promise we will go get food after this, though.
Awesome.
Wayne, the Popo are on their way.
I'm trying to take care of the cameras, Doc.
Okay, trying to
Now,
take care of
Boulder,
the
how are
cameras.
you trying to do that?
Well, I'm hitting it with the butt of my grenade launcher. It seemed to work on the guy.
So Boulder's standing on his tiptoes, trying to hit a dome camera hanging from the ceiling. Dr. Cogsbuckle, you quickly recognize that this is a 360-degree camera, and Boulder's face is clearly visible, but, his mask is in front of it, obviously, but it is clearly visible on the side of the camera that is now completely unblocked from the waiting area.
Wayne, that is
Yes?
it's a 360 camera, so it can see all around the room. So your face is exposed.
I mean, they don't know the mask.
It's true. How can we go?
Criminal 101, Doc.
Yes, how about we just speed it along and below this thing?
It's about this time when you hear some more yelling upstairs that sounds distinctly differently than the yelling you're hearing normally, as you hear the security door open at the top of the stairs and several male voices shouting angrily.
Well, Doc, you said blow this thing. I turn and I point my grenade launcher at the door and pull the trigger.
So you're talking about the security door in front of the safe, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think the way to do this is roll to go aggro, and if you roll a 10 plus, you do it perfectly. If you roll a 7 or 9, something else happens.
Hey, read out loud what I rolled for the people.
You rolled a 10. Man, so that is a critical success in this world. So what's your plus on aggro? What's your plus hard?
3.
So with a 13, the way that we play this is kind of akin to how Monster of the Week is played, which is another Power of the Apocalypse game. On a 13 plus, it is the same as a crit 20 in D&D. So in this case, Boulder, you point your gun at the security gate. Tell me what happens.
It ricochets off the lock, knocking the door open into the vault, busting the lock and opening the vault door.
I love to give you some leeway, Boulder, but I'm not going to give you two at once. But you do manage to blow the security gate wide open and out in a way that you can get perfectly to the vault itself. But it was
You
good.
have to cheese sometimes.
But it was a good try, though. I appreciate it. So you can clearly see the exposed security door. It is at this time that you hear several footsteps pounding down the stairs. You have about one action each before whatever's coming down the stairs is upon you. What do you both do? Let's start with Dr. Cogsbuckle.
I'm going to try and intercept the guards. Yes.
So you're going to move to intercept. Boulder, what are you going to do?
Doc, I don't think intercepting them is the best idea.
As I say that, I load a new shell into the chamber. Just chink, chink.
I love it. Are you going to get down behind anything?
The boulder doesn't believe in cover.
Yep, that's a fair point. That's I would expect nothing less. Then it's about this time that you see several NHPF cruisers pass the alleyway and skid to a stop in front of the bank.
Ooh,
Dr.
don't like
Cogsbuckle,
that.
you walk up to the guards just as they come down to the bottom of the stairs. These are not the bank guards that you saw at the entrance when you walked in, they seem kind of like mall copy. These guys look very professional, dressed in all black, and have some very large pieces with them.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you on this fine afternoon?
Put your hands up! Put your hands up now!
Whoa. Men, gentlemen.
I will kill you. What are you doing down here?
What are you doing down here?
He has a grenade launcher.
Who?
The big guy back there.
Oh, that's nothing. That's just my friend. We're not doing anything suspicious down here.
We're bank security.
No, we're bank security.
You don't.
No, we're bank security.
No, we're bank security.
Well, hold on.
No, we're bank
Dean's
security.
gonna chime in and go, hey, Doc, cops are here. Time to wrap this up, boss.
Did your wrist just say the cops are here?
Yeah.
No, we're bank security.
No, I think we're past that, and they all four of them level their firearms at you and say, "Put your weapons down now and get back against the wall."
You know.
Listen to him, Doc. Get against the wall.
You know, Wayne, we could do that, or we could use Viesel maneuver. I waved my hand at him for me to duck and run away and him shoot the grenade launcher at the guards.
What is a read Viesel maneuver? Is that a skill, or is
Yes,
that just
no,
what you're calling it?
It's a strat we made up at the school back in the day.
Okay, why don't you? So is it exactly what it sounds like?
Yes, I'm going to duck and run away, and he's going to fire his grenade launcher at the guards.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you need to I tell you what, I'm gonna make you are you okay?
I have a one-liner. I'm so ready.
Okay. All right. So Dr. Cogsbuckle, I need you to read a charged situation for me, which is plus sharp.
That is not good. So that is what we refer to as a failure, and that is a 4.
Oh, okay. So with a 4, I'm not going to tell you what happens yet, but Boulder, are you going to fire a grenade?
Pump goes the Viesel.
I'm gonna see something by 4.
Yes, sir, you are. Roll plus hard.
So that's gonna be a 12 total.
A 12 total. Okay, so on a 10 plus,
Sorry, I
you
lied.
choose...
An 11 total.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, you choose 3. So you can either inflict terrible harm, which is plus 1 harm on top of your weapon damage. You can suffer a little harm, which is minus 1 harm. You can take definite and undeniable control of the situation, or you can impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. So choose 3 of those.
I'm going to do option, inflict terrible harm plus 1.
Okay.
I'm going to take definite and undeniable control of the situation.
Nice.
And impress, dismay, or frighten my enemies.
Nice, very good. What is your weapon harm?
It is a 4.
Oh Lord! So your first one was inflict terrible harm, so that's now plus 5. All right.
And since I'm blood crazed, when I inflict harm, I inflict plus 1 harm.
Oh my gosh! So you're inflicting 5 total harm? No, 6 total harm. Okay. So these boys do have some armor on them, so they are gonna take 3 harm each. But you fire a grenade, assuming since Dr. Cogsbuckle called out, the plan, which you've practiced many times with dummy grenades, he would spin out of the way. But so Dr. Cogsbuckle, you stumble on plant number 1, which again was clearly marked by Ratboy in his floor plan in the preliminary vent work that he did for this job, and spin into it and not away as previously intended, and take a healthy dosing of shrapnel as a result. Now, my understanding is you don't have any armor on.
Yes, that is correct. So this is a very unwanted situation.
So because you are out and away and have partial cover by the plant, I'm only going to give you 3 harm on this. But that is a serious peppering of wounds that you take all across your body and the right side of your face.
You were supposed to weasel out of the way.
I understand, Wayne, but
This is not my fault. I will not take punishment.
This will be the last time that I ever doubt Ratboy's drawings. I will tell you that much. If he includes potted plants, I will definitely take a better look.
Just as you say this, the 4 gentlemen who are dazed by the grenade, and some of them are in pretty bad shape, decide to return fire. So they are going to target Boulder because he's the one with the weapon. Boulder, each of them are going to do 2 harm to you, so that is going to be 6 total harm. How much armor do you have?
I have 2 armor.
Okay, so each of them will be negated. So you stand there as they fire their steam pistols, taking the projectile straight to the chest. For whatever reason, they never aim for your head. I don't know why.
I'm gonna rack a new grenade in and go, do you want to go home to your family tonight?
So with your seize something by force roll, when they see you rack another grenade, you take control of the situation, and they kind of cower in the corner, terrified.
Lay down your weapons and tell me how to open this vault.
They gingerly lay down their weapons, and as they're laying face down on the ground, one of them, kind of the bigger guy, looks like the leader. He has his hands behind his head, his fingers interlaced, and he just says,
Okay, I understood that completely. Lift your face for me this time.
He says, I'm sorry, I'm just bleeding a lot.
It's fine.
And he falls asleep a little bit.
Don't go to the light.
You walk over and kick him, and he wakes back up and he says, I'm sorry, I'm losing a lot of blood, and he falls asleep again.
I pick up some of the blood off the ground and pour it on him. There's some more.
He wakes back up and says, we can't actually get in the safe.
Who can?
The bank manager.
Oh, shit.
He's the only...
Hey, Doc?
Did he die?
Doc?
What? Oh, Doc. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
No, we're done with our conversation.
It's we get it confused as well. Yes. Repeat, please, Wayne.
He said that we need the bank manager to get in the vault.
Oh, we do, huh? Yeah, that's well, that seems like quite the pickle, eh?
Yeah. I love pickles.
It's at this point, Dr. Cogsbuckle, you hear something come across your wad. Maybe we should tell the doc that the cops are here. Yeah, let's do that. And then the channel clicks off as they go to talk to you because they hit the button thinking that they were actually going to be able to communicate with you.
My God. These students, I swear to God. Okay.
Ask them where the bank manager is.
Den, you, from your vantage point, you see at the end of the alley, right in front of the ballers that you guys put back in place when you came down the alley, you see a NHPF cruiser skid to a halt right in front of the alley, parallel to you, or perpendicular to you. Excuse me.
Ooh, this is getting a lot worse.
Two officers get out and they head into the bank. I need you to roll a plus cool roll for me.
That's gonna be a total of 6, boss.
So a 6 is a miss. Both of them round their car and begin to head towards the bank at a full sprint, the bank entrance at a full sprint, when one of them catches something glinting in the sunlight down the alleyway.
Crud.
And with that, we'll flip back over to Boulder and Dr. Cogsbuckle in their conversation regarding the bank manager. Go ahead, gentlemen.
So,
Doc,
yeah.
What are we gonna do about the bank manager?
Well, since you're known for explosives, Wayne, did you bring anything else besides grenade launchers that we could use to blow up in this vault?
I brought 2 of the implosion thingies, but I'm not sure that's what we want to do with a vault full of goodies.
Yes, I understand, but we're in quite the time crunch here, so I think we should risk it for the biscuit, as the young ones say.
I do love biscuits.
Yes, so I think we should go. I'm very injured.
I'm on it. Okay, I'm gonna go put this device on the door, and I'll carry you and the loot out.
Okay, saddle
All
up,
right.
big boy. Let's go.
So, Wayne, Wayne, Boulder? I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Wayne/Boulder, you head into the gated area behind the security gate that is now blown open, and you're kind of standing in front of the vault. The vault is made of all steel, and it's got a big rotating lock and door mechanism on the front that seems to kind of like slide open into the left if you were able to know the combination.
I lift my mask up and I look and say, I'm sure glad I brought 2 of these, and I stick it to the lock.
So that's amazing. Number 1. All right, so Boulder, I will let you roll either cool, which is do something under fire, or roll plus sharp, which would be read a sitch or read a person. So read a person obviously wouldn't make sense, but read a sitch would.
I'm gonna do plus cool, and I notice how I've put my mask back on.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Dear God.
Ooh.
Oh my God. He rolled a 2, ladies and gentlemen. What's your cool, Wayne?
That's a +1, and it's Boulder. He can only call me Wayne because he runs the establishment.
That's true. So you're at a 3 total.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So you put 1 implosion device. Where exactly did you place it on the door? Was it at the locking mechanism?
Yes.
So directly in front of your face.
Well, yes, but, I thought that I would back away, but I guess I'm going to flick the wrong switch.
You go to set the timer on the implosion device and accidentally hit the triggering mechanism. So the countdown timer that flicks on the screen very quickly heads to 0, and you only have just a second to dash away as it counts down to 0. You manage to grab onto the side of the security gate as you are sucked inward towards the door. The only thing that gets taken into the I love this. The only thing that gets taken into the the only thing that gets taken into the vacuum created by the implosion device is the barrel of your grenade launcher.
So now it's stubby.
Now you have a snub nose grenade launcher that's kind of folded in on itself, like when you crush a piece of paper.
I hope this still works.
It's kind of like fused shut on the end. You turn around and see that a good chunk of the vault door was taken off, but it was about 4 feet thick.
So there's still door to be had.
Yes, there is. It seems that Ratboy severely underestimated the thickness of the vault.
Well, luckily I have another grenade launcher that is undamaged.
There you go. I knew you had multiple.
I'm gonna try to burrow into the door.
I like it. It's about that time, Dr. Cogsbuckle. You hear come over your wad, one of your students going, Dr. Cogsbuckle, are you there? Are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
There's a lot of shooting in the background. Sir, they seem to have called the police to the bank.
Goodness me. This really isn't the time for me to complain, but I told you guys how to use those things, and all I heard was ruckus in the background.
We've been telling you the whole time that they were here. They've been here for like 5 minutes at least.
Yes, well, I would have. You know what? Never mind. We'll go over this later.
Den, we'll flip back up to you. You're sitting in the alleyway when 2 of the police officers, the Protectorate forces, they round the bollards and guns raised, start moving down the alley towards your car that is sitting lights off but idling in the alleyway. What do you do?
Well, seeing this, first, I'm going to make sure my weapon is in my lap and loaded with the safety off, because this might come in handy later.
Now, what weapon do you have, then?
How about you let them take a couple steps forward and let them find out for themselves?
Fair point. And second?
And then second, I'm going to crank my jam, bro. I'm going to turn my radio up.
So you turn your radio up the first time. Unfortunately, it's on the wrong station. You get some polka techno, but then you switch it to the right station and hard rock begins blasting out of the speaker. They are surprised by this action and begin to move forward quicker. I would like you to roll to read a charge situation. It is plus sharp.
Also, I was supposed to do this on my last roll, but I'm kind of a dummy on this one. Because of me being the driver and all, I'm allowed to use my car's abilities as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So with my, let's see here. It's 11 on the dice.
Oh, Lord. So you got a 14? 15. Nice.
You know numbers.
All right. So on a 10 plus, you can ask me 3 of the following questions. Where's my best escape route, way in or past? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? Or who is in control here?
I need who is most vulnerable, and I need who's the biggest threat.
At the moment, I would say that you're most vulnerable because you are rooted to this place because of your situation waiting for Dr. Cogsbuckle and Boulder. But as far as the biggest threat, you see that one of the police officers is a little bit older and a little bit more grizzled. There is a young rookie, and he's on the right-hand side of the car. And his finger is not in the safety position. It is finger on the trigger. He is very, very itchy looking to you.
Ooh, that's gonna be the problem. Got it.
And just as you're thinking this, he raises his weapon, and with no call or no order, he fires off a round into the windshield.
Whoa!
Is your
Hey!
is your windshield bulletproof by any chance?
No.
Luckily, it just misses you and flies over into your headrest, right to the right side of your head.
Son of a biscuit! And I'm gonna poke my head out like, hey!
Put your hands in the air. Hey, put your hands in the air.
No, I'm saying hey first. You tell me what's going on. You tell me what's going on here first. You know, that's kind of rude.
You're down in this alley. The bank is under attack by children. Put your hands in the air.
Do I look like someone who's even had a woman before? What does children have to do with me?
The officers kind of look at each other and kind of exchange a look, and they said, "Well,
that's what I thought."
The part about the woman's fair, but you're in a secure area and you're not supposed to be here.
Okay, well, all you had to do was tell me to, I don't know, move, and I would have instead of firing into this. You know how hard it is to fight glass?
The older police officer looks over your car and says, "It doesn't look like you exactly belong in this part of New Haven."
You know what? You're absolutely right. That's why I'm in this awesome, if I'd have to say so myself, alleyway. So I'm out of the way. Not causing trouble, mind you, and making sure I'm out of the way of the populace.
I think you're going to need to roll to manipulate someone on that one because you're trying to seduce, manipulate, bluff, fast talk, or lie to someone.
Okay.
So this is going to be a roll plus hot.
Well, that's going to be a total of a 6.
A 6 is a failure, unfortunately. With that, they look past your car now that their eyes have adjusted to the darkness of the alley and see the clearly imploded wall behind you, and they both duck behind cover on a dumpster on the right-hand side of the alley and begin opening fire on your vehicle.
Well, can you give me a guesstimate of what cover are they behind?
So they have a dumpster on the right-hand side of the alleyway.
Okay, now we both know dumpsters can move and hit hard enough, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The car's in drive and I'm flooring it.
I love it. So you are going to, let's see, what is seize something by force, which is you're assaulting a secure position. So this is you seizing something by force. So this is a plus hard, and you can use the car stats.
That's an 11 all day.
So you yank the wheel to the right and floor it, and you smash into the corner of this dumpster. So I think your car takes no harm other than some dings for this, because you definitely put some type of cage on the front of it, right?
Of course. I want to be also very clear. I was aiming specifically for this young gun.
Oh, nice.
If I hit the old man in the process, well, maybe he should have retired early, if you catch my drift.
I think with a 10+, you did hit the right side to hit the young guy, and you managed to deal 5 harm to him with this. And do you stop the car beside him, or you just kind of smash him into the wall?
On top of him.
You do what now? On top of him?
I stop on top of him.
On top of him. Okay.
Because, he gets hit by the dumpster, right? Gets run over by the dumpster. Then gets run over by me. Then gets parked on by me.
You can hear him yelling and screaming from under your car, and you see out your passenger side window the wide eyes of the older protectored officer.
I'm going to point my shotgun at him and go, don't do it. Whatever you're thinking, just don't.
He holds his hands up and drops his weapon.
Better yet, hold up real quick. No dropping weapons. You throw the weapon to me.
He goes to pick it up off the ground.
And be very clear, I'm a lot quicker than you think on this.
He picks it up off the ground, sufficiently intimidated, and tosses it through the passenger side window and onto the seat.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Can I check on my partner?
No.
He might be dying.
Your partner shot around into my car. Don't get me wrong. I saw what you saw. I understand the situation. However, I've done nothing here except sit in an alleyway. How do you know I was involved? You want to talk about this real quick?
I mean, the big hole in the side of the bank was probably a giveaway.
That was there when I got here.
But why are you parked? Are you waiting for the people to come out to stop them?
I didn't really know. I thought that happened earlier in the day.
There's security measures at the end of the alley that you obviously bypassed to get down here.
I didn't do that. That must have been. Anyway, it's okay. This is fine. Look, I'm keeping it real with you there, Chief. Look, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to. But if you could just kind of crouch down a little bit. Is he breathing?
He looks under the car, and you hear from under there, "My leg is definitely broken."
Okay, now if you could please ask him to just shove his weapon to you, and then you're going to do the same, and then throw it to me. And then I will very cautiously back off of him.
He does that and asks me, just throw me your weapon. And you hear something skitter across the pavement as the younger officer cries out, and the older officer brings the weapon up over the top. Hey, Richie, roll 2d6 for me.
Killer 6.
So that's going to be a miss. He fires a shot into the cabin. What's your armor?
Armor. You think these guns still need armor? I think not. However, you are firing into my door, so if you want to count that as armor.
Yeah, I think so. Let's give you 2 armor for that.
Okie dokie.
So you're going to take 3 harm minus 2, so 1 harm from this. And as the shot penetrates the door and the fragments of the bullet hit you and pierce you right under the armpit, it's going to be the most annoying cut you've ever had in your life.
Son of a cracker! And I'm going to shoot him.
So you need to roll to... this is going to be a roll to exchange harm. Actually, I don't think... Let's see. So we'll learn together, audience. When exchanging harm, both sides simultaneously inflict and suffer harm as established. So you can do your weapon harm since he did it to you.
So my double-barrel shotgun goes off. And I have 3 harm.
Nice. So you blast him in the chest. It does... a lot of it gets absorbed by his bulletproof vest.
Real quick, can I have a small argument on that one? He's clearly on the ground. I am face level, I want to say. I don't think someone was wearing a helmet.
I think that is a solid... His voice wasn't messed up, so I think that's a solid interpretation of that. So you blast him right in the face with this shotgun, and he manages to just pull out of the way in time and takes 3 harm instead of taking a full face full of shotgun.
I'm fine with that.
And he ducks behind the door and out of the way, and you're not sure what side of the car he's on. Dr. Cogsbuckle and Boulder, you guys have quite the situation for yourself at the moment. You hear shots being fired above, a lot of loud sounds, and a lot of screaming. You have 1 dead security officer and 3 living ones bleeding out on the floor in front of you, and a partially damaged safe. What do you guys do?
Wayne?
Yeah,
so now might be a good time to use the other grenade launcher that you have on hand.
that was the plan, and I pulled the trigger.
You pull the trigger, and the resulting explosion is ridiculously loud in this small space, especially echoed around by the very thick walls of the safe door in front of you. Dr. Cogsbuckle, Wayne does not warn you before this happens, and you are subsequently temporarily blinded and deafened by the explosion. But
I'm glad I was wearing my earplugs.
But somehow when your vision clears and your hearing starts to return, but not without a very high-pitched, annoying ringing sound, you see Boulder just standing there like it was nothing, having taken the front of the blast to his body.
You know, Wayne, if these field trips are going to be a common occurrence, I might need to invest in some body armor. Maybe a mask.
It's the stuff you gave me, Doc.
Yes, I understand.
Remember, you wanted me with all 10 fingers and 12 toes.
That is true.
Dr. Cogsbuckle, you also hear over your wad at the same time to the sound of this explosion, because the first one was an implosive device, so not nearly as loud. But with this explosion of the grenade launcher, that being the second one, you hear the wad crackle to life, and one of the students, whose voice you can never recognize their voices, and you also can't remember their faces unless you're looking at them. But you hear one of the students go, Dr. Cogsbuckle, should we leave now, or it's getting really bad up here?
Yes, student. You know what?
It's value porcupine, sir.
Yes, of course, value. I remember you well. You know, since I was born, I was cursed with face blindness. So
you hear gunshots over the wad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounded like Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, so, gather up the rest of the students and go ahead and head back to the bus. Do it very discreetly, though.
Oh my god, I was shot in the arm! You hear as the channel clicks off. You got it, boss? And
All right, 10-4, over and out.
Boulder, you're standing there. Your ears still slightly ringing, but definitely muted by your earplugs to see the inside of the vault and all of the lines and lines of safe deposit boxes all along the walls.
I'm gonna reload my grenade launcher tube so you hear the nice little ting-ta-ting of the shell hit the floor. And then I'm gonna go in and collect the boxes the doc wanted me to take.
Any specific boxes or just a free-for-all grab?
The doc had a few that he wanted me to grab.
Yes, grab the ones specific to, as I mentioned in our previous encounter with, it was more of a roundtable discussion. The Grimoire crime family has been posting a lot of negative feedback in my Cog Weekly released daily. So, I want to get a real stab back at them. Go ahead, take the boxes belonging to them.
Doc, I don't think that they're literally gonna say Grimoire family on them. Do you have any numbers that would be theirs? Say, for instance, 240 or 723 or something to that effect.
Wayne, that's a very good point. It's such a stressful situation right now. I wasn't thinking clearly. So, just, what? Just free for all. Grab what you can so we can get the heck out of here.
I grab my duffel bag and stuff as many safety deposit boxes as I can.
Nice. So just roll 2d6 for me, and we'll multiply by 2, and that's how many you are able to grab. That's 9 on the dice totaled, so 18 total. So you're able to stuff. They're just long, skinny safe deposit boxes that slide out of the racks on the shelves, and you're able to stuff 18 of them at random into your duffel bag. What do you guys do?
I say it's time to skedaddle, Doc. I walk over to the doc and help him to his feet.
Okay.
I pivot myself to my feet and use my handy dandy cane.
Yeah, which you actually need now because you did take a lot of shrapnel to your right side of your body.
I actually need the cane now, so it's good that I brought that along.
It's no longer a fashion statement.
Yes.
As we walk by the bodies, I'm gonna hand the doc one of the steam pistols off of one of the coppers.
Okay. So you do that, and you bend down to pick one up, and as you kind of flip him over to get at the gun that is underneath him, in his mangled hand, you notice something attached, kind of pinned to his shirt that you didn't quite see before.
What is it?
You see a small pin with the colors and crest of the Renoir crime family.
Doc, we got a problem.
Yes, Wayne. What's the issue?
I pick up the pin and I hold it up to him.
Oh my God, what have we done?
Let's go. We gotta skedaddle.
Yes,
we got more than the boxes.
Yes, I've already directed the students to head back to the bus, so let's go meet up with Den.
Den, we'll flip back to you. You have one protectorate officer under your car. You have a second one somewhere around your car, and you're not quite sure where he is. And also down the alley, you see 2 large black cruisers, unmarked, park kind of nose in front of the cruiser vehicle that's parked in perpendicular to you. And you see 4 guys get out of each car, all dressed in black, toting some heavy weaponry.
That's gonna be real bad for us. I don't like that at all.
Why don't you go ahead and roll to read a situation for me? Read a sitch.
So 9 on the die. Yeah.
So you're definitely 10 plus.
Yeah.
So on a 10 plus, you can ask me 3 of the following questions. What's my best escape route, way in, way past? Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? And who's in control here?
Alright, I'm gonna need escape route, and then, what was it? It's the best way out, basically?
Yeah, so what's my best escape route, way in or way past? Yep.
And then, I think it's pretty obvious by the guys in front who's in control here. Spoiler alert, still me. Don't care what anyone says. I don't know, I'll give it a dealer choice on this one. I'm kind of backed into a corner, if you will.
I think maybe what's my enemy's true position for trying to find the guy around your car?
Yeah, let's do that. That's fun.
And then maybe which enemy is most vulnerable to me?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's
so
the guy under my car.
Yeah, it's definitely the guy under the car. But what's my enemy's true position is probably the most pertinent question, because unfortunately your only escape route from this particularly dire situation is through the end of the alley, because behind you you have a sheer brick wall at the back of another building, which you could try to go through. I'm not discouraging that by any means, or you could try to ram the vehicles at the end of the alley and get out. As far as your enemy's true position, you hear the sound of scraping rock just on the outside of the driver's door of your car, right before you see a head begin to pop up on the left-hand side.
So he's popping up literally by my window.
Yes, sir.
Dope. I'm firing the second barrel.
Just as his head clears the edge of the door, you fire the second barrel right into the top of his hat. You don't see anything other than the spray of blood that kind of peppers the wall, on the opposite wall, but you do hear the body thud to the ground.
That's unfortunate. He probably had a promising future. Well, oh well. Sucks to suck, I guess.
The four guys that are now 8 down at the end of the alley begin running towards you. They're about 100 yards away. We'll flip back to Boulder and Dr. Cogsbuckle.
Come on, Doc. We gotta get up these stairs.
Yes.
So you guys head up the stairs quickly, Boulder first and Dr. Cogsbuckle behind. Boulder, you are lugging the duffel bag up. Dr. Cogsbuckle said as you headed up the stairs that he would help you, but he's obviously not. And as you get up to the landing, you do see the open security door to your left-hand side that leads to the stairwell, and you can see into the lobby. You do see a few students lining the wall in handcuffs, but most of them have exited the facility.
Looks like we got more dropouts, Doc.
Yes, Wayne, it does seem like that. You know, you did foreshadow this back in the meeting. You said, maybe it's not a good idea to bring a bunch of students. But then I was like, no, it'll be fine. There's going to be no dropouts this year.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Every year is a dropout year.
You know, it seems to increase every single year.
Well, you know, you got so much that we gotta go.
So you guys head out through into the alleyway where you see Monica kind of butted up against the dumpster with what looks to be the legs of a Protectorate Force officer laying partially jutted out of the bottom of the car, and also a bloodied headless uniform laying to the left of the car.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Do you notice them coming out of the building?
I think, let's see, I think so, because you didn't get a good question off on that last read of Stitch, so I'll give it to you. In between looking at the 8 guys running towards you, you notice them round the corner behind you.
I am going to kind of scream over my shoulder, Boulder! Grenade! Wall! Behind me! Go! As I grab the officer's rifle that he threw into my wall, and not specifically aiming at the 8 guys, I'm literally just finger down, spraying just for covering fire. Like, now!
Pull the trunk, then, and I turn and pull the trigger.
Oh, I love it. So, this is awesome. So, Den, you are going to be rolling to lay down fire, which is plus hard.
Let's just call it a fail. Let's call it what it is. It's a 6.
You're a 6 blank, even with the car and your stats?
My car gives me nothing for something like this, and I'm at a 0.
Oh, Lord. Okay. And then at the same time, Boulder, you will be rolling. Actually, I mean, you don't have to roll to fire into a wall. So, but you are going to take some harm because Din failed his covering fire roll. So I'm going to take a hard move against Boulder and Din on this one. Actually, all 3 of you. I think that would make more sense. As you begin to spray into your windshield, shattering it, you are just kind of firing erratically as you're also reaching for the lever to pop the trunk. Mm-hmm. When you hear just the sound, it sounds like 1,000 bees are heading towards you as these you don't know if they're security guards, but some type of security personnel or just big scary men begin firing all 8 of their heavy weaponry towards you, and it just eats up the front of Monica and all down the alleyway. Everybody is going to take 4 harm from this. So if you don't have armor, you take the full brunt of it. If you do have armor, you take the minus. Dr. Cogsbuckle, this may put you in some danger.
Yes, unfortunately.
So are you at 7 now?
Yes, I'm at 7 harm.
Okay, so you are very, very close to the 9 harm where we really got to start worrying about this, but you are in very bad shape at this point as you barely dive behind Din's car. I almost said Vin. That's a different character. As you barely dive behind Din's car but not before getting peppered by several bullets that kind of catch you in the hips and legs. Those are going to be in there for a while. Boulder, so you take 2 damage in the back. As you turn, your vest does protect you from the majority of it. The rest of it hits you right in the butt cheeks as you fire a grenade off into this rear wall. As it hits and explodes, the concussive force echoes down the alleyway, temporarily stunning everyone. But as the dust clears, you see the backside of a very nicely lit showroom showcasing all kind of the latest fashions and accessories as you have hit the back of a very large department store that juts up to the back of this bank. What do you guys do? Dr. Cogsbuckle, you are laying right in front of the open trunk. Din, you are kind of ducked down behind the wheel, trying not to take any more damage. And Boulder, you're about 20 feet away from them, and you just blew up in the back of this department store.
So I'm going to get on the wad and say, children, listen very carefully. Dr. Cogsbuckle's in a lot of danger right now. I'm going to need you all to pull the bus around in a very forceful entry, please. We're surrounded by guards, and I'm very injured, as I said before.
There's no response because you forgot to let go of the button.
Gosh, I'm so injured right now.
Alright, so I'm going to say this out of character, and then we'll use words in character. So I'm going to go and pick up the dock, drop my grenade launcher because it's on a sling, so it's going to fall to my side.
Right.
And I'm going to throw the dock in the back of Monica. I'm going to dive through the window, and we're going to do a sweet mall run montage of a cop chase through the mall.
I like it. This is great. This is great. So I think that's the plan, right? Is everybody good with that?
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Cogsbuckle, are you good with this?
Well, I liked my bus idea better, but, I guess
I think you're just being carried at this point.
Yeah, at this point, yes, I'm almost dead. So
you're mid talking to your students through the wad, about to apologize to them for making the same mistake that they made previously, when you are scooped up in the loving arms of Boulder, and it's a moment of bliss as you're weightless in the air right before he throws you forcefully into the trunk, and you roll back there. There is a disconcerting amount of candy bar wrappers back here. Just a huge, and the weird part is they're all only like 3/4 eaten.
They start to get all melty when you hold up in your... It's a whole thing, all right? You wouldn't understand.
Dr. Cogsbuckle, you roll back, cushioned by the just again immense amount of candy wrappers. You did. Let's see, Boulder. You're standing at the edge of the trunk. Do you get in it? Do you say anything to Din before you get in?
I drop the safe deposit boxes in front of the dock and say, hopefully these will protect you from the bullets.
It's so cramped back here.
I slam the trunk shut before he's done talking. I get into Monica and I say, drive, kid.
What?
Go!
Oh, go! Yeah, okay. And I slam it in reverse and just peg it.
Nice. You throw it into reverse. I'm gonna need you to roll to read a charge situation.
It's gonna be over 10 regardless.
Nice. So with this, on a 10 plus, I think there's one question that's going to be very pertinent here. It's
Yes.
What's my best escape route? What enemy is the most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? Who's in control here? You get 3 questions.
All right, so I need, what is it? I feel the exit thing is going to be just
That's probably the most pertinent. Well, yeah. It might be, but navigating this, if you ask that question, it would give you a +1 forward on navigating. So when you make a roll to, avoid, say, a particularly large display case.
I was actually going to ask, have I been in that store before? And do I
Lord,
remember
no.
the layout?
Y'all don't spend any time on the west side.
Unfortunate. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that, and then I think now is I need who now has the biggest threat, I would believe, in front of me.
Yes, sir.
And then I guess who's in control of the situation.
Right now, I think it is a dead even tug of war between them controlling the situation and what you're about to do.
Awesome.
So you slam the car into reverse as the bullets start flying again. This time you're weaving backwards, missing dumpsters and various pieces of trash and hobos in the alleyway as you kind of back into the department store. When you do so, you get in on the tile floor. Your wheels begin to slip, but you whip the car around in a 180 and begin driving forward.
J-turd.
Yes, just as the bullets just tear holes in all the display mannequins in the store, and people start screaming and getting down behind various pieces of display for cover. And you see the 8 gentlemen back in the alley run and get back in their big black cruisers, and they absolutely demolish the police cars. They roll over it and begin heading in after you. I'm going to first need you to roll to try to outdistance another vehicle, which is plus cool, modified by the vehicle's relative speed.
Don't even worry about it.
Oh my gosh, he rolls a 12, just like that. On a 10 plus, you outdistance them and break away. That's
she
pretty
ain't
good.
much to look at, but I got my baby tuned up.
So
Spicy.
as you weave in and out through these cases and display cases, you actually make it out into the mall proper, which has a big, large open concourse down the middle, and you manage to pull just a sliding turn out into this concourse and take off quickly as your back wheel spin, leaving rubber on the tile as you head out. You can hear Dr. Cogsbuckle screaming from the trunk for you to drive a little bit more careful because of all of his bullet wounds. But you have your music up too loud, and it's only muffled sounds that you think he's telling you how good of a job you're doing.
I know, right? I'm doing great. I'm gonna go a little bit faster now. You guys just hold on. I love this song.
Dan, please, it's a little bit fast. Please, slow down a little bit.
A little bit faster, got it. And I shift the gear into. If there was another gear, I materialize the next gear and go a lot faster.
The V12 engine roars loudly as you just slam down the middle of the concourse. Up ahead of you, unfortunately, we also see the children's play area in the middle of the mall. Luckily, all the children have gotten out of it, but you see a lot of like ball pits and merry-go-rounds and carousels and all this. I'm going to need you to roll to deal with bad terrain.
So that's going to be a 7.
All right, so on a 7 to 9, you choose one of the following. You can either slow down and pick your way forward, you can push too hard and your vehicle suffers harm, or you can ditch out and go back and try to find another way.
Push too hard, vehicle suffers harm. And I need to be very clear when I say, when last you asked me what I was doing, remember the brand new gear I just got?
Yes.
Picture this, okay? Big carousel in my way, I gotta move it. Unfortunately, car does one thing really well. That's going straight, baby. I pop it into that brand new gear that I magically just made. Car's got so much torque and horsepower, just raises the front end right up, and I just plow through everything. Is it a smart idea? No. Will it hurt? Probably. But that's why I'm good at fixing what I fix. My drift.
You raise the front end up, and the front wheels actually lift off the ground as all the power is transferred to the rear wheels, and you basically wheelie over this carousel, taking various creatures, luckily fake creatures, but various creatures and accoutrement with you as you go. When the front wheels slam down on the other side of the carousel, you hear a nasty grinding sound as a plastic and metal horse is stuck under the bottom of the car, and you see sparks shooting out the back. Dr. Cogsbuckle, there are sparks quickly filling up the trunk of the car, and it is getting kind of hot where you're at, as something seems to be dragging under the car, heating up the trunk from friction.
Jen, I think you ran over something. What just happened out there?
I wouldn't worry too much about it, but real quick, Joe, are we being pursued still, or did we?
Oh, 100%.
Right. Well, I was gonna say these guys seems to be still behind us. I'd pop the trunk a little bit so you could cool off, Doc, but I need you to just hold in there a little bit longer. Look, I almost lost them. I almost lost them. Just give me a couple more minutes.
Yes, I understand.
If I might suggest, I reach over and I press the button on his wide to talk to the doc instead of just yelling into the trunk.
I'm gonna slowly turn my head and be like, you know I don't like taking my hands off the wheel when I drive. That is highly unsafe.
He's a 10 and 2 kind of boy.
I'll press the button on my rod and hold it up to his mouth.
Alright, Doc, so I was gonna open it up for you, but look, I just need you to hold it. Just hold on, alright? We got this.
Dan, you're interrupted by a hell of bullet fire as the two large cruisers round the corner into the concourse and begin immediately firing on your car. We are gonna roll to exchange harm here, and this will be harm inflicted to your car. So, Boulder, are you gonna fire your grenade launcher back at them?
I lean out of the window and I lean my head in and go, just like old times, huh?
Go ahead, describe what this looks like for me.
So you have the behemoth of Boulder leaning outside of the window, similar to that of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And I level my tube grenade launcher, also known as an M79 or the Bumblebee or the Bloop Tube. And I release a 40mm grenade in their general direction.
So as the grenade arcs up and over the air, Dr. Cogsbuckle, you pop the trunk open, or the trunk pops open just in time for you to see the grenade lob up into the air, glinting in the sun that's streaming in from the skylights overhead. And you quickly think that you should probably close the trunk again before that goes off. The two SUVs, one of them manages to swerve off to the side, but the other one takes the full brunt of it. The grenade hits the ground and bounces up into the front of the fuselage of the vehicle, and it explodes right under the engine. The steam engine that is driving the vehicle, being pressurized and cracked under the pressure of the grenade, doubles the explosion, and you see a whole wall of the right side of the mall and several stores get completely obliterated. As the other SUV swerves to avoid several pieces of falling debris, but is still in hot pursuit. Din, what do you do?
I mean, I personally can't do too terribly much, except slide him the rifle that I fired earlier and be like, if you want a little bit more precision there, bud, you should try this. However, if I could make another suggestion, just aim at the wall coming up. I'll get through it, wink, but they won't.
Yes, down at the end of the concourse, you're nearing the exit of the mall, and you can see an array of glass doors leading out onto a street. It is a hard 90 onto the street, but you do see a large banner overhead that says, "Grand reopening. We hope you enjoy our brand new mall."
Guess we're not coming back to this mall, am I right?
Boulder gets back into the vehicle, and he reloads his grenade launcher and uses the mirror as a stabilizing brace to blow out the wall.
I like it. That's pretty good. So you know what? I'm not gonna make you roll anything for this because fiction says that you don't have to. That's the great thing about this game. So you level your grenade launcher at the wall overhead and fire up another round, and as it makes contact with the wall and explodes, everything kind of moves into slow motion. You can see the vehicle behind you. You can see the hail of bullets storming towards you. Dr. Cogsbuckle, from the crack in the bottom of the trunk that you can still see out of, amid the sound of something still dragging under the car and the heat of it, you can see bullets flying your way, when all of a sudden things speed back up, and the explosion and concussive force of the grenade hitting the top of this wall cracks it at first, and then big chunks begin to fall off. I'm going to need you to roll to deal with bad terrain, Den.
10 on the dice.
Man, you're rolling so good today.
Baby, I can't shoot, but I can drive.
On a 10 plus, you fly through untouched is exactly what the player handbook says.
See, I told you.
Not only do you drive through the glass, but you manage to kind of like get a side wheelie ramp going on some benches on the right-hand side. It actually lifts the car off the ground, and you completely clear the bollards on the outside of the mall entrance doors. To keep cars from doing exactly what you're doing right now.
Of course.
And you clear the bollards and skid in a perfect 90 and manage to just pull to a stop on Vermilion Street and then just floor it and keep on moving.
I would be very clear real quick, just to paint the picture better.
Yes, sir.
Do the 90, stop completely, look Boulder straight in the face and go, guess I'm just built different, and then just slam the accelerator.
Right before you slam the accelerator, he goes, I guess I'm built different.
And Boulder holds up 2 pins from the grenades he dropped before we left the building.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Guess they're gonna be disassembled different too.
So as you guys speed away, the engine roaring and the tires smoking, you hear 2 distant explosions as the grenades go off, just as the SUV would have been at the entrance. And if they weren't getting through before, they're certainly not getting through now, and they're probably dead. And you speed off down Vermilion Street as you head out of West Side, doing it a little bit more inconspicuously, even though your car is pretty beat up. We'll flash forward here because the cops were looking for somebody on the other side. They do not have any evidence that it was you that you know of, and you haven't seen any other police vehicles as you've been driving out of West Side. We'll fast forward to the School for Enlightened Children. You see the bus parked safely out front as you pull up. Dr. Cogsbuckle still in the trunk, Boulder in the passenger seat, Den driving. What do you guys do? What's the conversation like?
God, I'm really sorry. I should have known better. It won't happen again. I promise. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry, Did.
I'm not talking to you! I'm talking to Monica!
If you would have shut your mouth, I said she will forgive you.
Why don't you take that freaking mask off and talk to me face to face?
My bad. I was only trying to console you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, you want to lay down the back seat so the doc can actually, talk to us?
Y'all have been driving for 45 minutes as you make your way back from West Side into the Warrens.
Oh, the doc.
I get on my wad.
Oh, you've been talking on it the whole time, but they left the communication channel on.
It's a bad habit. Oh, hey, hold on. Before look, the doc and I talked about this earlier. Hold on. And Din is going to pull into the drive-thru of the nearest fast food joint. So y'all want something, or just gonna be me? No? Just me?
As much as I would love food, and I know I promised you this earlier, Din, but I'm riddled with bullets right now, and I'm close to dead. Maybe we should head back to the school.
Maybe he would like something cold to drink then.
Yeah, you want some ice cream or something? Well, their ice cream machine's normally broken, but I can get you really. All right, it's fine. Let's just go. Let's just go. And
yes, I'm so sorry. This field trip didn't go quite as I had planned, but this restaurant's open 24/7, so we can always come back.
That's fine. Din's gonna pull off.
And so you guys head out, and at this time, by the time you made it back to the Warrens, it's getting a little bit later in the day. And the sun is starting to set overhead. The broken streetlights, they would be coming on in any other part of New Haven, but not here. And as you pull up to the lighted building that is Dr. Phineas Cogsbuckle School for Enlightened Children, and into the kind of like rounded driveway at the front of it, you see the yellow bus that is just in the poorest of shapes is parked out front, and a gaggle of students flood out of the doors to greet you guys.
All right, so who had we lose 3 in the bet pool? I think Boulder, you said 4. I think I said 1 because I was pretty sure this was gonna go off without a hitch. I think the doctor had 2. Are we doing?
The doc
are we doing
said
the over
1.
or under?
It was Ratboy who said 3.
Okay, well I guess you win the bet. That's fine. No problem. All right.
What was that, Wayne? I'm so sorry. You put your mask back on.
I said it was Ratboy who had 3.
Yes,
Ratboy. See, he always knows. Guy, he's so smart.
It's about that time you, just from right inside to the left of the driver's side window, you hear a voice that goes, "Hey guys, was it 3? Did I get it right?"
Oh, Ratboy, yeah, dude, you're totally right. It was 3. It was crazy.
I bet I could tell you exactly who it was too. I hate those guys.
Hit me with it. Who do you think?
It was definitely Neurotic Beaver, Jana the Flower, and Monster Man.
Yeah, drop out 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, totally. You got it right.
Got it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, just nailed it right like that. That's the boom goes the dynamite.
Excellent, Ratboy. Now, can you go get Doc Raven? He's upstairs. He's our local doctor. I'm gonna need him to take a look at me.
Yeah.
Doc, I think he's a medical student.
Yes, we do have an excellent medical ward for our students here. Yes, I understand, but I'm literally close to death.
Ratboy kind of just nods and skitters away. You hear the sounds of his. It always sounds like he's walking barefoot with really long toenails, even when he has shoes on. But he kind of skitters away. And you guys get out of the car, and the gaggle of students surround you, just extolling how great you did and how awesome that was and how much they learned and how much of a success the field trip was.
I cough up a little blood. Yes. Students, I want you to know you did a fantastic job today. Excellent work. We got plenty of money to buy new toilet paper, so you can stop using my issues of Cog Weekly.
Oh, thanks, Dr. Cogsbuckle. That's so great.
Yes, of course.
Do we have enough money for better food?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We haven't quite gotten open those safety deposit boxes, but I promise you this. If we are able to eat more than potatoes, I will let you know.
So one small child in the back has their hand raised up.
Yes, you.
Dr. Cogsbuckle, I have a question for you.
Yes.
This kid's like 6 years old.
Of course, what's your question?
My question, Doctor, is did we get away clean?
Well,
you haven't watched the news lately, have you?
Are you looking at me? Do you see me?
And through you, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, what do you think the answer to that question is going to be?
And just as you say that, 10 black cruisers pull into the round circle in front of Dr. Cogsbuckle's School for Enlightened Children.
Crackers.
Thank you for listening to SideQuest, guys. We really, really appreciate it. We had a lot of fun this week, and we hope you did too. And I'd like to say thank you again to D. Vincent Baker for letting us absolutely butcher his game mechanics. And go check out Apocalypse World. This is really an awesome and super fun game to play. I'd like to also thank my favorite PCs in this entire world. I'd like to thank Dr. Phineas Cogsbuckle, played by Dan. Dan, thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
I'd like to thank Den Viesel, played by Richie.
Yeah, man, of course, all the time.
And I'd like to thank Boulder, played by Mr. Cruz Turner. Mr. Cruz Turner, thank you so much.
Yeah, any time there, bud.
Hey, Den, you're not done yet. Why don't you give us a rundown of all of our social medias where the people can check us out?
All right. So first, we're live on Twitter at if you look up just SideQuest, and the I in SideQuest is an exclamation point, or you look up at @cog_weekly. That's us. That's us on Twitter.
Yes, the best daily newspaper in existence.
That's right. Daily every week. You know what I'm saying? Then we have the Instagram, which is once again, same thing, SideQuest as the name, but the Cog Weekly, all one word, don't space it out, the Cog Weekly. And then you have the Patreon, where if you decided you wanted to give money so we're not eating toilet paper or using the Cog Weekly as toilet paper, feel free to do so at patreon.com/SideQuest, capital S, no space in SideQuest. We have a bunch of cool tiers up. I don't want to spoil the funny names that I spent about 10 seconds thinking up. So just go out there, look, get on Twitter, just go. Go share it with your friends. Tell it with people you don't know, who may know, that also might know, you know?
That's right. Absolutely. I think they know. And on top of that, please use, if you talk about us on Twitter, please use the hashtag SIQPOD, that's SickPod, on Twitter. And also, if you want to find us on Reddit and our Discord, we also have a SideQuest Discord. That's SideQuest with a exclamation point where the I is. 2 words, SideQuest. And also, please, last but certainly not least, please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you may find it. The 5-star reviews really, really help us out and really get us a lot of notice, and so we can keep doing this thing, and we're not just talking to ourselves like we are right now. So, although I do love talking to you guys.
That's right. Joey, I heard from a little Ratboy that if some really awesome fans want to use that hashtag, they may or may not. I'm not gonna make promises, but Ratboy likes to talk a lot. They might be an NPC in a potential upcoming episode.
Yes, absolutely. If you use the hashtag SickPod when you talk about us on Twitter, and only in positive ways, obviously. If you use the hashtag SickPod, then it's very possible that you may become an NPC in our story as we continue the adventures of Dr. Cogsbuckle, Den Viesel, and the Boulder. But guys, I think that's everything. Did I cover it all?
Sounds good.
Why don't we run through it one more time? Let everybody say hello, goodbye, how you doing, have a great evening. Hey, it's Dan. You do it first.
Yes, of course, yes. As always, if you have children who want to become students and really unlock their fullest potential, please visit Dr. Cogsbuckle School for Enlightened Children and enroll today. And as always, make sure to pick up your copy of the Cog Weekly, released daily.
I love it. When we get a Squarespace sponsorship, we're going to make that website. Den Viesel, tell the people goodbye.
I appreciate y'all coming, listening to our wacky and profitable blank adventures. And remember, kids, if you're not first, you're last. Mic drop.
And last but not least, the Boulder. Tell me about yourself. Tell me why the people should care that you'll be back next week.
Because my amazing inability to keep my voice.
Guys, we want to thank you so much for listening to the SideQuest podcast. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.